Morning, Peep and Peepettes and everybody else in and around. Hope everybody's well. It's another early one for me. It's 5 o'clock now, but I've been up since 2:30. I keep getting this burning sensation in my left arm. It's really weird. It wakes me up. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. I've been watching and listening with interest to this Keir Starmer, I can't pronounce the woman's name, voice coach situation. And just picking up on a couple of things, right? Obviously, everybody else has had their say. So, it was Christmas Eve, 2020. London was in tier 4 lockdown, I believe, which is like the highest level at the time. This voice coach woman apparently travelled 60 miles to do a face-to-face voice talk session to improve his persona, his personality. Obviously, I'd ask for my money back because it hasn't worked. Face-to-face. Because apparently she was a key worker. Now, key workers at the time, as everybody else has said, were your emergency services, it were your shopkeepers, it were people delivering food. My mate works in a fish factory here in Grimsby, and he had to work through COVID for the process of getting fish out. So I've got condensation on me, so wait a minute. For the process of getting fish out to the delivery drivers, so on and so forth. But apparently at no point was acting teachers, or whatever she would call herself, classed as a key worker, to the point that I think it was in the July or the June of 21, she put a thing on her LinkedIn, whatever it is, saying finally can do face-to-face appointments again. Some 6 months later. Couple of things. One, who works on Christmas Eve? Not many people. Who has people around their house on Christmas Eve? People that are friends. And also, Keir Starmer was apparently in business with that woman's bloke, or was in some sort of contact with that woman's bloke. But what came out at PMQs on Wednesday was Keir Starmer dropped Rachel Reeves in it by saying she was there also. She was aware and she was there. Now that's two people that had travelled to Keir Starmer's house on Christmas Eve when we weren't allowed parties. People were spending that Christmas alone in their own house when you was in certain tiers and stuff because of the vidi. You know, you couldn't go to people's places, you couldn't do certain things. So Keir Starmer, so the Met Police ain't gonna look into it because it was a work thing and it was legal and all that. But if Rachel Reeves was there as well, right, then surely that's a breaking of the law. And this is from a person who persecuted and totally humiliated Boris Johnson for having a drink with Rishi Sunak on his birthday in a work placement because it was in Downing Street. So that could have passed as work. I'm not defending it by any means necessary because, like I said, there was people that couldn't go see the elders. I know. We used to, excuse me, me and my ex, what do they call it? I can't remember what they called it at the time. But we did the shopping for some of our, two of our elderly friends. And I remember taking their shopping round one day and I knocked on the door and the old man said to me, he says, "Oh, right, leave it at the door and go out the gate." And you know what? We used to go around prior to COVID, we used to go around and have drinks and barbecues in their garden. They'd come to ours. And to drop his shopping off at the door and have to walk out the gate. And he came out and we had a can of lager. But what he did was he rolled me a can of lager down the driveway. And I sat outside, or stood outside the gate. And he sat on his doorstep. And that was like, that was as personally as he got for me, because I had no family at the time. Well, I had no family members around me or anything like that. My parents had died prior, not to do with COVID. But yeah, that was so they was people that we regarded as our friends and family kind of thing. And when he had to roll his kind of lag down the gate, and I stand like sort of 30 feet away from him, it was heartbreaking, because these were people we used to go around most days. We'd have, like I say, drinks, we'd have barbecues, we'd have dinners around there, they'd come to ours and stuff. So he was doing that, everybody else was doing that. So I'm not letting what Boris Johnson did slide, but I'm just saying it was in a work environment. But Keir Starmer, for all his patronising and his I am the almighty and I am this and that and the other, he's got a voice coach travelling 60 miles, and he said that Rachel Reeves, I will get this right one day, her name is Rachel Reeves. Thieving cunt. She was there. So surely that is breaking the law. But anyway, I'm just a pleb. We was all just plebs, weren't we? We was all just sheep at the time. We were the ones that said, right, sir, yes, sir, no, sir, we won't be in contact with our friends. Look at the Queen when the Duke of Edinburgh, Philip, when he passed. The Queen had to sit on her own at her husband's funeral, somebody she'd been with for so many years. And she had to sit at her own. Although it's kind of funny that there was somebody there to take photographs of it. But I suppose news reporters were key workers, and that was important. But yeah, there was people like that. We knew people that couldn't go visit their parents, couldn't go visit elders or whatever. So that, on a different subject, brings up the fact that they're trying to bring back in mask mandates and little fell shits. Mask mandates and jibby jabbies, and they're probably going to look at isolation again with this monkeypox thing and this HMPV or whatever it is, and bird flu and whatever they want to do to control us. With everything they've done to us lately, we're not going to be controlled again, are we? The majority of us are not going to be controlled again. And to be honest, those that want to be isolated, I'd rather stay away from them anyway. Anyway, sorry, just a morning rant, just a thought that Keir Starmer's a tool. His dad was a tool maker. Best advertisement going. Anyway, peeps, take care. Look after yourselves, look after your elders, your relatives, your neighbours, your families, your friends, anybody around your table, people you talk to that are close, people you talk to that are long distance, anybody in the street that just needs do you think just needs a G up, give them a hi, hello, you all right, buddy? Most importantly though, as I always say, look after yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And stay safe. Stay proud, stay loud. Look after one another. Peace.